So this is the start of week 8 of the video journal series, which is quite insane. It is it's still like really hard to think that I've been doing this for that many weeks, and that like the time I like the point in time I start doing it is it's just crazy to think back. Yeah, it's been so long since then. It's just it's crazy. It's crazy. Um, but yeah, today's been kind of a up and down day. I don't know. Um, I got up pretty late because I decided to just sleep in a bunch, which I mean was nice, I guess. But I didn't feel like the most restful sleep I've ever had. And then I went on a walk after I got up, had a shower, um, and I don't know, things just didn't feel right. And I guess that's what I mean by like it's been an up and down day. Because like there's been things that I've done today that I think have been fun. Like I played some more Final Fantasy 7. I had a call with my sister, my family. Like I watched the first part of the second movie in the extended edition of Lord of the Rings, which I will not talk about here because I want to talk about the whole thing when I've seen the complete, second film. Because it is a very abrupt middle point that it just cuts, and there's a lot of interesting story threads that are going on that I'd like to talk about more when the like I've finished the whole thing. Right. Um. So yeah, that'll be hopefully in this video journal series uh this week because it would suck if I had to wait across the entire like Easter break. um. But yeah, so like that was great fun. I really liked it. So like there's been good things, but like it's been kind of undertoned with this just kind of like unease, this kind of sense of like negativity that doesn't like want to leave. I don't know what it is or why it's there. Like it's really annoying. I was trying to explain it to my sister earlier, but like I just couldn't think of any words for it. But like it's just kind of felt like across the entire day there's been something inside me that's like I just felt negative or bad. Um, and like the closer I tried to get to like understanding it, the more the more hard it seems to think about it, which is strange. um, maybe a bit scary. Definitely strange. And so yeah, I was just basically like thinking to myself on the walk about stuff, and in a way, like my mind was trying to think about things, but also not think about things, which was weird. And during the walk, I was walking down this canal area in Stoke, and I saw someone just like lying face down in the grass, like on the other side of the canal. I was like, I was so nervous and like concerned. I was like, should I say something? Should I like check on them? Like this could be really, really bad, or it could be nothing at all. Um, and I decided to continue walking with that being stuck in my mind. And I circled back around. One of them was like, "Hey, you alright? Do you need anything?" And like they like mumbling a bit, and then Basically eventually said like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it." And I was just like, "Okay, don't think I could do anything more." It was so weird. I'm sure probably fine. They seemed like they had like school stuff on them because they had like a backpack and like a gym bag. So I assume that like they were just like a I don't know, maybe like a secondary school or like college student that just decided to lie in the grass for whatever reason or whatever they're dealing with. And obviously didn't really want to talk about it with a random stranger. So yeah, that's strange. I mean, but like made me feel really bad at the time because it felt like I was just like incapable of doing anything. And yet it felt bad to like feel that way. Like, I mean, obviously it wasn't a bad thing that like I wasn't capable of helping that person, but like it felt wrong to not try. And then it still felt wrong to, not be capable, I guess, not be able to actually help. So I don't know. I mean, maybe that contributed to the low mood I had for the rest of the day. What else is probably contributing as well is the fact that I haven't had a chance to talk to my best friend because we were going to chat yesterday, but it got too late. And then I tried to catch him this morning, but I think I was too late getting up and he'd already gone off to do some stuff for the day. Um, so yeah, I guess I was a bit bummed by that. And that's probably having a bigger impact on me than I thought. Um, Not his fault, of course. Just just timing, I guess. Um, yeah. I mean, I guess that's basically been today. Um, like obviously I would talk about whatever this is that I'm feeling or struggling with, but I don't really know. Like all I know is that I'm feeling this way and it's making a lot of other things just kind of come up in my mind and like whenever they come up, I either like acknowledge and be like, okay, let's actually think about this and go through it, or I go, that's a thought, whatever. Um, and I guess that's probably what's made me feel tired, and it feels like that might be something that's been more of a general mood across the entire week, and has led to me not being as productive as I could be, and that's annoying and concerning, obviously. But hopefully this week will be a bit more smooth progress wise, making like doing stuff for collab and my other module and whatnot. And then hopefully over Easter I can work through some of this and talk about it as I do it. Yeah, because obviously I had in the previous bit of journal episode, one of the days, I had the idea that like for the Easter break, I would do videos whenever I feel like it, and then would compile those into like an Easter break special episode or whatever. Um, and honestly, it doesn't seem like a bad idea, especially if this is something that I'm gonna probably deal with over the Easter, or like try to work on over the Easter break. Um, so yeah, but other than that, that is not a very happy start to the week or to this episode, but whatever. I mean, it's what it is. The whole point of this is to just like capture, my life and the highs and lows. And so, yeah, whatever this is, hopefully I can work through it. Hopefully I can talk about it with some people, and that'll help. But overall, we'll just have to see with how it goes. Uh, yeah, that's kind of like what I'm looking at for the week. Is yeah, uni work, some volleyball, finishing up the second movie, Lord of the Rings Extended Edition, um, and going home for Easter break, which will be very nice. Chillax, recuperate on some sleep maybe. and get back to some stuff back at home. Because oh boy, do I have some stuff back at home that I really want to do stuff with. So yeah, that's gonna be it for Sunday. So see you on Tuesday. So I missed Tuesday because I must have been tired because I completely forgot. Like I didn't even think about the fact that I needed to do a video journal entry the entirety of tomorrow and only remembered today. Um, like a few minutes ago. So, oops. But it's fine. It's fine. To be honest, it's not really much to talk about with the last few days, but I'll be able to compile it all up here, so that'll work nicely. Um, but yeah, no, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So Monday was tiring once again, but good. I felt a lot more motivated on Monday and was able to get up earlier, get to working on some things earlier, sorting some stuff out, concepting some ideas and whatnot. And then we had the Monday collab session, where basically the the main thing was to get the game play test ready, because we had like a prototype, but most of the different mechanics were kind of just here and there, and they weren't really combined together into the game. So basically, what we've been doing this week is just like getting these different bits and bobs and putting them together and like finishing up any small things that like need to be in there for the playtest. Like having hints so you know how to play the game. Or like things like lighting and transitions between the different sections of the game, the two like big main sections of the game. So there's been lots of like little bits and bobs, but that's been going somewhat smoothly. Um, it's a lot, honestly, a lot more that I thought to do now than I initially expected, but that probably is more so because over the past few weeks I hadn't had, or I personally haven't had a chance mentally to work on like combining and polishing stuff from the different tech people. So yeah, um, but I was working on that today. I'll discuss that in a bit. Um, that was the main gist. So a lot of Monday was like organizing, okay, what needs to get done for this playtest to work? Like, bits and bobs do we need? Where are we at? Where are we going next? And so there wasn't as much to do. Definitely not as like tiring as like the first few weeks, like week 1 and 2. But like still pretty energy draining. Um, but I was able to get through everything, talk to all the people I need to talk to, and we should hopefully get the playtest ready to some degree by Friday. But it may be a thing that just needs a bit of tweaking and working on over the Easter, which isn't too much of a problem because I think quite a few of us are happy to work on it still over Easter. So yeah. Um, but my other module, uh, the experimental system one, is one I'm probably going to be wanting to work on more over Easter because that needs more time. Because Tuesday was the day of working on that. I decided to stay in after my tutorial um, to continue working on it. So I was basically in uni from like 9 till 3, just working on it. Um, but I was able to actually get some stuff done. It's annoying because it feels like learning like Unreal Engine all over again, basically, because of how like the VR implementation for it works and like these bits and bobs that they don't really tell you about and there's not really documentation for. So you kind of just have to search for it. Like for instance with the I was making a grappling hook because the game idea that I want to make is like it involves zero gravity, and because I want to make it feel like immersive and real, I didn't want to have things like teleportation in it because that just feel kind of weird and random. So to navigate the environment or to help the player navigate the environment, I want to have a grappling hook that they could use to just like pull themselves towards anything or like to grab objects from far away. Um, and I was working on that. And I just like I couldn't figure out for like an hour how to get the like grappling gun to just be equipped on my hand so that it could be triggered and then dropped. Because basically it was just like being grabbed, and then whenever you let go of the trigger, it was just like dropping, rather than clicking like the side trigger or something, whatever you call it, which is really annoying. Because there was the in like their like demo scene, there was a gun that worked exactly the way I wanted it to, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out how it worked, until I realized it was actually a tag that it had, which specifically made it function that way. And I was just like, wow, that took way too long to figure out. um, but after I got that done, I started to actually make the grappling hook mechanic start to work. And when it actually started to pull the player, it was really cool. I then encountered another strange like bug where after working on the grappling hook more, it stopped like working in the way that the player was almost like being pulled to the ground, but like it wasn't gravity because gravity was off, but they were always being pulled straight down to the ground to specific points on the ground, not just straight down, which was weird. I don't know why that is. I'm just gonna have to see about it tomorrow. Hopefully, I can work on it tomorrow at some point. But I don't know. It might it might be too much to do tomorrow because I'll be like tired from volleyball in the morning. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see how I feel tomorrow. Hopefully, I can do work on it because, well, Thursday and Friday are the last 2 days I can actually work on the VR module with a VR headset. Like once it's Easter break, I basically can only just like make locations and objects that should function correctly without the ability to actually test them. Um, so I might be able to like make a bunch of progress and then just have to tweak a few things or fix a few things when I get back, and then it'd be awesome. But I won't be able to do a lot of testing. So the thing like the grappling hook, I can only get working while I'm at uni. So hopefully I can get that done tomorrow or on Friday. To see. But that was what I was doing yesterday. Uh, and that was good, good. Progress, progress, progress. When I finish the grappling hook, in fact, I'll start uploading some videos. I'll put like videos as part of this video journal entry, and probably future ones of the VR module that's getting put together because it's really cool. And VR is that thing that like people don't talk about, but whenever you do talk about it, it's like, oh, that's cool and awesome and stuff. So yeah, no. When I next work on it, I'll hopefully have a functioning grappling hook in zero gravity, and it'll be cool to show that off. But yeah, so that's basically, I mean, past 2 days, Monday, Tuesday, like both Monday and Tuesday evening, I was basically just chilling because super tiring days. And then it leads us to Wednesday today, where I think I got up a bit later than usual, and then chilled out a bit in the morning. But then I got off to do like work on the collab project with some design and tech people, which went well enough. Like we got some things figured out, and I managed to do the designs for the transition between the museum and cave sections of the game. So one of my like team members couldn't start working on that to hopefully have it done before the end of the week when everything's being put together. But yeah, we did also have a bit of a I guess a bit of like a rant between ourselves about how the project has gone. Because I've been overall happy with it, and I think like our team is a strong team, but I think some element of the management of it has been a bit, and I don't think that's any individual person's like sole responsibility. But it's like partly some of us don't have as much experience. Like I mean, I know that I don't have as much experience like doing like leading and communicating in this kind of like larger group setting. Um, like I'm pretty comfortable and I'd say fairly confident with like talking to people and sorting things out and organizing and being like a leader. I feel totally comfortable doing that. But it's a big energy requirement when it becomes so many people in such a kind of like a tight knit space, essentially, or team. So yeah, that's something I've obviously had to adapt and like slowly get better at over the course of these 4 weeks, like this first half of the semester. So yeah, and I think there's been like probably growing pains in some of the other leads and some of the other team members or whatnot. I don't know. And there are some just very specific things that I'm like, I really don't like, and I get annoyed about, and I just don't think about because it gets harder to do stuff if that becomes like a prominent thing in my mind. Um, and these are things that can't, it's not really anything to do about because one, we're 4 weeks into it, so we can't change like the game at all in terms of like its core elements and features. Like what we have now is what we have, and where we do tweaks or we cut stuff out, maybe, but we have to work with it basically. Um, like the game, I think is cool, but there are elements of it that make me go like, this isn't the best thing we could have made for the collab. Essentially, like this isn't going to be the best game out of like all the different games that are going to be made. I don't think, but it might be like fun, and it's gonna like be a game, 100%. It's gonna be complete. Like I believe that. So yeah, all in all, very a very interesting experience of collab, basically. Um, but it is still going strong, and it's probably gonna hopefully be easier in the few weeks uh, when we come back from Easter break, because there'll be a few small changes to make. There may be some new systems added potentially if there is time for it and people are willing for it, like willing to work on it. But other than that, there'll be small tweaks, adjustments, additions of like art assets and polish, and that'll kind of be it, really. So, yeah, not too much left to do. So looking good. And for this evening, I have just been chilling out, playing some Splatoon with a society member because there was not an in-person session today. Um, and yeah, so that has been Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. A lot of, lot of stuff. I'll do the next video journal entry on the Friday because obviously I've, you know, delayed it back basically. And I still want to do like every other day just because. And hopefully I'll be not as tired on Friday and awake enough to do stuff. Because tomorrow is going to be, I don't know, it's going to be a lot of different things. And I'm going to be finishing the second part of the second movie of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So, um, that'll eat into the day a bit. As well as maybe catching up with some friends and hopefully getting some work done and then volleyball in the morning. So yeah, there's like a lot of little bits and bobs that are happening tomorrow probably. Um, so yeah, I'll just have to manage my energy levels and then on Friday I'll do the video journal entry. I will do like a Saturday one when I get back home. Um, just like to go over the week, or I'll do one in the morning of Saturday. Go over the week, go over, I guess, the month essentially, and discuss the Easter break, uh, you know, plan, which I've already talked about twice in this video journal series. So, yeah, or like twice in the video journal series, and then like I talked about in the last episode entry collection, whatever you want to call it. I've been I've been like flip flopping between like calling it like a collection or an episode or a because it's I don't know, it's weird. Because I guess to some degree, I haven't really seen any other YouTuber do something like this specifically. I mean, there've been similar things, definitely. That's where the inspiration came from. But I don't know. I feel like this thing that I'm doing is so weirdly specific that it's weird to kind of like talk about because the terminology not really uh, lining up too perfectly, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, going strong. Going strong. So I will talk on Friday, and hopefully tomorrow and Friday will be not too bad. So yeah, see you all then. Um, so you can probably already tell from the difference in lighting that this is not actually in the evening. Um, well, I think I mentioned it in the previous day or whatever. Um, but I wanted to do this one specifically in the morning because it felt easier to do, and I wouldn't have to worry about it when I get back home. Let me just completely chill out when I get back. So, I am doing this in the morning just to get it done. I'm also doing this in the morning because I forgot to do it yesterday. um, I got carried away, chilling out and stuff. And by the time I realized, oh, I should do a video journal, it was like already past midnight, and I was like, yeah, no, I'll just do it in the morning. So yeah, you can probably tell from elements of my room that my stuff is packed away, or some of it is, because I'm going back home. And I want to bring some of that stuff back home so I don't have to bring it back home later. Strategy. um, but yeah, no, it's all packed up. My folks will be here in about like 30 minutes, I imagine. Um, so I got to get this done before they arrive because I can't hold them up because I'm doing this. So yeah, but no, I'm gonna go over Thursday, Friday, and then over the week, and I guess talk about what I'm going to be doing the next 2 weeks, which are Easter break. Ooh. Oh, looking forward to it. But yeah, so Thursday was a weirdly like it was an annoying day because I didn't get that much sleep, obviously. And I went to the morning volleyball, and the morning volleyball went fine overall. I think it was all right. Um, less intense than previous sessions, but still tiring. And then afterwards, I basically like lazed around in bed for like I don't know, 4 hours maybe, until like 1 p.m. Um, so yeah, obviously that day was not productive. I didn't really do any kind of uni work that day. And then I went for a walk, and then I did some other things, played some other games, and yeah, I don't really do much on Thursday. I was going to go into the VR labs to just do a bit more work before um, going back home. Obviously, having the VR headset to test stuff, but obviously didn't do that, which is fine. It's unfortunate, but it's fine. Um, I'll have more opportunities when I come back to go into the labs and use the VR headsets, so that's okay. Um, but then Thursday evening, finished the second Lord of the Rings film, um, and whew, it was good. It was good. Yeah. So it's going to be weird because we'll be talking about that, and obviously the me seeing the first part way back at the beginning of this week. Um, but yeah, no, I think the second movie felt stronger than the first one because it had more time to dedicate to its supporting characters, and there were more like interesting plot threads that were kind of coming together. Like the first movie does a lot in terms of setting up the rest of the next two films. It does a lot of groundwork, and it does a lot for like Gandalf, Frodo, um, Aragorn. Like it does a lot of work for those characters. But I think the second film just like hammers home a lot of the stuff with certain characters and relationships, and it makes me really excited to see the third one because of the way things like directing. And I will say that I thought the second film was going to be like a downfall rather than because like it's really strange that like because like there's a lot of those kind of like movie trilogy formats. I mean, I think of Star Wars always when I do this. But like it's like the first movie is setting off, you know, our lovely heroes. Second film is oh no, bad stuff, sad shit. We gotta get ourselves back together. And then third film is, fight back and win, save the day or whatever. Like that kind of I don't know what you call it, um, but like that kind of plot progression thread. Like usually you have a second film which kind of like makes the bad guys feel more intimidating and succeed more. So it feels more victorious when you defeat them in the third film. But that didn't really happen with this. Like to some degree it did because Saruman's army obviously attacked the kingdom of Rohan and forced them into the Helm's Deep, just like a kind of like citadel on a mountainside or something. And that whole battle was amazing. Loved it. It did give off a lot of plot armor energy though, because the only character who died in that fight was like an elf guy who was close to Aragorn and I guess Legolas probably. And like that was basically it. Um, like all the other characters, every single level one survived. And I was just like, damn, no other named characters dying in this insane battle? Like, really? That's crazy plot armor. Like, that's insane. um, but the actual battle, insanely cool. I love, really just love the progression of it, how you get to see like the initial starting of the fight, the turning point where they blow up the dam and like break the like lower wall, allowing all their forces to like plunge in and start taking out lots of the elf warriors. Um, obviously, like the breaking down of the gates, that the plan that Aragorn and Gimli did, where they just went round the side and tossed Gimli in there, and that worked somehow, and they survived. And I was just like, damn, they're insane. Honestly, these characters are fucking cracked out of their nord. They're cracked at what they did. Oh, and like, oh yeah, the film does a really good job of like building up a lot more of the supporting characters. Like Legolas and Gimli, insanely great in this film. In the second one, like you get so much more from them. Their friendship seems to like form so much more as well. Like you really feel it. Um, and they feel like they have a lot more of a presence in the story now, and like as a part of the team, which is so nice to see. Um, and the other like supporting characters that are also really well built up was Merry and Pippins. I really liked their story. I think the extended edition doesn't help it because it just kind of makes it more padded out for no reason. But I really like their story of like after they got captured, escaping, meeting the Ents, and then convincing them to fight and stuff. And like I like that Mary had the had like more of a like understanding of like the conflict and how it would progress and affect them, and cared more for it. And then Pippin's was like when they realized that from talking to Mary, like figured out a way to convince the Ents to fight. Um, and like it's just it's a really they have a really good dynamic those two, and they really help like balance the story out a bit more because their journey's like a bit more light-hearted and you're not as worried for their lives, so you can relax a bit and just soak in the kind of humor that they have. um, but like still having a strong plot thread, I think, is really nice. Um, so yeah, no, the comedy is great. There's so many great like bits and bobs. Um, like when the battle was like about to begin at the end of the film, and Gimli's like trying to look over the wall. He's like, "What's going on? What's happening?" And Gus is like, "Would you like me to describe it for you, or shall I get you a box?" It's just like, ah, that's so funny. Gosh, and there's so many great moments in the film to talk about. I think Frodo feels a lot stronger as a main character in this film. Like his dilemma with Gollum and feeling sympathy towards them, but not really being in a position to truly help them. Um, the struggles with having to, you know, hold and carry that burden that is the One Ring. Um, how that affects them and their like makes them lash out at Sam. Then Sam, being the goat that they are, sticking with Frodo, knowing exactly what's happening. Um, it's just it's really fucking nice. It's really good. So my folks have arrived now, so I'm gonna have to hurry this up kind of slightly. Um, but yeah, that's basic. That's my feelings on the film. Great, loved it. Extended edition makes it drag a bit, but the key moments of it are really fucking good, and I'm really enjoying it. And I'm really interested to see how they're gonna kind of wrap things up with the final film. But that'll be something for after Easter. So I guess I'll have time to mill over it or whatever. Or catch up on other shows that I need to watch. So yeah, but that was Thursday, and Friday was very different because I was a lot more productive, I guess. I didn't get up for my lecture in the morning because I was tired from being disturbed in the night, but I did manage to get some stuff sorted and do a bit on the collab. Um, it felt hard to do some things though because I didn't know what would cause merge errors with what, and certain things not being fully finished and put into the like branch or whatever. I don't know. I was able to do like a few things, but not much, unfortunately. But then I did my tutorial, which went pretty smoothly. I wasn't able to fix the issues I was having with the okay, sorry. No, that's wrong. I fixed the issues, but I caused more issues when I was making my grappling thing. Um, so right now it fires out and stuff, but it doesn't reel the player in for some reason. So I have to figure out why it's not doing that anymore, why it's not applying that force. And then hopefully that won't they can figure that out and it'll fix it or whatever. But that'll be something probably to do when I come back because time. I'll be making stuff over the Easter for it. I'll be doing like different rooms and some puzzles, but yeah, nothing too crazy. Um, but that was that. We also got to try out the Arduino kits. They're like very small, kind of like circuit board making kits or whatever. And we're meant to, as part of the module, make something with it to interact with the game world. But yeah, we'll see. I'm thinking of making it like do little secret kind of so like for each room there'd be like I don't know, some kind of secret thing that you would have to trigger using a certain combination or something. Um, so yeah, see, hopefully that'll be nice and easy and but yeah. Then volleyball was good. I think I was actually doing a lot better overall. I think I was more consistent. but equally I was still a bit tired, so I wasn't able to like fully get into it. But that went well. And then I came back and I made some scrambled eggs with some leftover risotto because I didn't have any other food left. I was actually really pleased with how that turned out for my first scrambled eggs, surprisingly enough. And then I chilled out, played some games with housemates, and obviously stayed up a bit, as evidenced by this video being made now. So yeah, that is Friday basically. I say overall a good day. And now I guess I should talk about the week as a whole because with what's to talk about Saturday, it's like I've done some chores and sorted my stuff out to go home. That's basically it so far. um, so yeah, the week has been overall better than last week in terms of like being productive and doing stuff and whatnot. And like I think my mood overall has been better as well as the week. Um, so that's definitely been helpful. And there's like I guess to some degree energy weirdness. Not weirdness. Like my energy's been up and down across the week still. But not that's ultimately just because of like modules and collab and you know disturbed nights and stuff. Like that's something that hopefully I'll get like I'll be able to recover that sleep and get a better sleep habit over the Easter break. So yeah, I'm not too bothered about that. And I'll have a chance to like do some reflective thinking about stuff because I still do have worries about whatever issues I was feeling last week. And there's probably some other things that are like still on my mind that I'm concerned about that I should maybe think about addressing over the next 2 weeks. And I'll have a chance to do that, which is nice. So yeah, I'd say overall the week's been good. It's been a good week, and I am very excited to have a nice, relaxed Easter break where I will not be doing everyday upload or everyday video journal video thing, and I will not be doing an every other day video journal video. I will just do it when I feel like it. If there is stuff I feel like talking about, then I will make a video journal video and I'll combine them all together at the end for like a Easter special if it warrants it. Um, but I'm not going to pressure myself into doing the video journal series stuff while I'm back home. And I want to keep it that way for now. And we'll see come like summertime whether or not I do it consistently at home as well or not. But it'll be yeah, a question for when I get back home for the summer, obviously. For Easter, it will be when I feel like it, if there's something interesting to talk about. And yeah, so that's going to be the next 2 weeks, essentially. And then obviously when I come back, we'll go back to the every other day format um, until the end of uni. And then maybe we'll do a little bit of a reflective look at the video journal series at that point, because this is now week 8 of me doing it, which is really crazy to think that I've been doing it for only 2 months. Because it feels like it's been longer. It feels like it's been a long time. Um, but it's actually been 2 months, like like a week or so. Um, so yeah, it's crazy, and I once again get this feeling of like, oh, things are constantly changing, and that's cool, but it's also kind of like, I feel like it always puts me on edge a bit. Um, because like I don't know, I never really know for certain what is going to happen next, especially with my mind and my life in its current stage. So yeah, but overall, I'm feeling positive. I'm feeling happy. I got a lot of stuff to look forward to over Easter, and yeah, that's gonna be it for this video journal entry. So I guess I will potentially see you for the Easter special collection, but otherwise, I'll see you in a couple weeks' time or whatever. If you watch the video when I upload it, I guess then. Oh God. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. So take care.